So this is my freshwater shrimp tank that I have in the house here just for fun. And I wanted to show you a little bit about the plants that I have in here and what's happened over the past few weeks since I made a little adjustment. The issue that I had was that the plants were not growing very tall. They were healthy and looked good and everything, but they would only get about this tall, and most of the plants are just very short. The short plants were staying extremely short, which was okay, and the plants that were supposed to grow tall were just growing a little bit tall. They weren't doing like I thought they should. So what I did was cut the light down, which is kind of a crazy thing to think about. I've got a really good light here that's controlled by a little computer, so you can make it mimic daylight and morning, afternoon, evening daylight, and so forth. And I had it turned up pretty high. I had it, doing a regular 24-hour schedule, like it would be out in a while, But I turned it way down because, plants, they're going to grow as tall as they need to find the light. That's why in the jungle, like down in Amazon or wherever, the trees grow tall because they're competing for light, right? Well, when I turn that light down, meaning fewer hours of really bright light and fewer total hours of light, all of a sudden the plants just took off. So this is what I have now. Look at that. That plant there was maybe 6 inches tall 3 weeks ago, and now I think this is 13 inches, so it's over 2 feet tall now, which is a little crazy for this little tank. So I solved that problem, but I might turn the light back up a little bit, because things are going too crazy now. What I'm going to do is take these plants out. I'm going to beat the jungle down a little bit and take some of these plants out. I'm going to take them into the big tank I've got in the shop and see how they do in there. But, light is a really big deal with plants and aquatic plants. And you can see that in nature, if you're looking around wherever you're at. Look at how the plants are growing and how they're responding to whatever light source they have. Probably the sun, but if it's cloudy all the time, the plants are likely to get a little taller. If they got bright sun all the time, they're likely to be a little shorter. So, anyway, and if you're curious about the shrimp, these are both Caridina and Neocaridina shrimp in here, which you're not supposed to be able to do, but I've never been very good at following rules. They do great. I get reproduction. They reproduce like crazy. The cherry shrimp, real common aquarium shrimp, and then also some other types that are black and white and red and white and blue and white and all different colors. They're not natural, in the wild. You won't find shrimp like this. These are man-made colors, and it's just kind of fun. But there's 2 different varieties there that are supposed to have different requirements for water quality, water types of water, but here in the Portland area, I think the water, it's pretty soft, and it's really ideal for the Neocardinas, but the Caridinas do okay too. It's right on that line, so I'm getting away with it, and they're this tank is super healthy, and the shrimp reproduce, and everything's good. So if you want to hang out for a minute, I'll show you the tank in the store real quick and where these plants are going. So this is my big tank here. I call it in the store. I think it's 140 gallons, and I didn't really plan on having a tank like this in the shop originally, but a gentleman named Chris Hess came in one day and said, "You want a big tank?" And I said, "Well, okay." And he brought this in, and then he was nice enough to build the counter for it too, which was really cool. So it's been interesting putting this tank together. A lot of people told me, "Oh, you can't put it in the window, you get a ton of algae." And I said, "Well, yeah, I get that," but I said, "What, hold my beer, watch this," you know what I mean? So it took some time, and I have 2 big canister filters running on this thing. This is a lot of filtration on this, but it's clean, it's balanced, it's all good, and they get very little algae now. Got a little bit of green spot algae, but nothing serious. And I got a few tetras in there, and some South American puffers, and some bottom fish. Cories and different things. But here's the plants that I just took out of the shrimp tank and just put in, so you can see they're even taller than this big tank. And they might make it fine. A lot of times when you transplant any kind of plants, but aquatic plants too, you know, they'll die back. So you trim them and then let them grow again, and that's the way to go. But these will, I think, do okay. I've already got a couple in here that have been in there a while that definitely haven't grown as tall. You see, this is the same kind of plant, but this has been in here quite a while, and it's staying at a certain height just based on the available light, and probably because the substrate's exactly the same as what I have in the shrimp tank. So, you know, we'll see what happens, but it's all good. So if you ever come in Woodland, Washington, take exit 21, come visit us. You know, check this out. Got the crawdad tank on the other side now, and the shrimp will be in here pretty soon, and we got it going on in here. A lot of fishing tackle too. You know, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll talk back at you again soon.